Welcome back to the online learning platform at Department of Civil Engineering. We are in the Fluid Mechanics Lab and Dr. Rajesh Gopinath and Mr. Vinod Biar is along with me. In the previous video, we had explained to you the experimental setup for determination of coefficient of discharge for a venturi meter and orifice meter. In this video, we will explain to you the walkthrough. That is, when we switch on the instrument, due to the noise generated, you will not be able to hear our instructions. So in this video, without actually switching on the instrument, we will tell you how to conduct the experiment. Definitely one more video follows wherein the actual conduction is also in place. So step number 1, you need to make sure that there is sufficient water in the sump. Please remember, the water should be clean. It should not contain any suspended or floating matter. Okay. Now, the next thing is, we have to make sure that the pump what we are using, the centrifugal pump, must have been primed. Alright. Now, with these two safety measures in place or precautionary measures in place, what is that we need to do first? First, we need to switch on the instrument. So, please look at my finger. This black button, okay, this knob, this switch, you need to press it. Once you switch this on, then the instrument is switched on. When you do this, water from the sump will be pumped via the black pipe, okay, with the aid of this pump and motor system, and this water will be rising through the rotameter. From the rotameter it goes into this pipe, okay. From this pipe it is going to enter the venturi meter. Please remember, in this venturi meter you can see the connections for manometer, one at the throat, one at the convergent section and one at the throat. So we are actually measuring the pressure difference. So if you follow these pipes, okay, you can see that it comes to the manometer. Okay. So when the instrument is switched on, you will find the mercury level rising or falling, and we need to subsequently take readings. So how do we do it? What we need to do is, when the instrument is running, we need to regulate the flow. That is, with the help of this regulatory valve, either in an ascending manner or in a descending manner, you need to start off the instrument. Okay, say that you have switched on the instrument, and for one given turn, for this one given turn, which could be some specific flow rate, we are not going to measure it. Alright, we are not going to measure it, though we have a provision. So for one given turn, what will happen? Water will be entering the venturi meter at certain speed or velocity. Okay, so when this is happening, when water is entering via this pipe into the venturi meter, okay, due to the convergent throat and divergent sections, there is a change in velocity, there is change in pressure. We need to measure that readings. So we have to come to the manometer and we should take two readings, H1 and H2. When you enter the value in your record, you may end up entering H1 plus H2 or H1 minus H2 or H2 minus H1. Depends on the scenario. Okay, so this is the first reading you will be taking. What is the next reading you will be taking for this given flow rate? You have to come to the collecting tank. In this collecting tank, okay, water is falling into this tank after passing through the venturi meter. So what you do is, you close the knob with this valve. You close the opening. Okay, when you close the opening, any water which enters the tank will rise. So then we need to take a stopwatch. Alright, and then we need to measure the rise in flow of water in this piezometer. How can we do it? Two ways: constant head, variable time, or constant time, variable head. For instance, we have to have a stopwatch and measure how much time it takes for the water to rise for 10 centimeters, or how much centimeters will the water rise for 10 seconds. So you can do either constant head or constant time. Please remember, this entire exercise has to be completed for various flow rates. That means after taking these readings, I have to again come back and I need to increase the flow rate, and I need to for this one more turn, again I have to take the readings of manometer and the piezometer. So more number of turns, more number of readings will help us in reducing the instrumental or manual error. Okay, this entire exercise has to be repeated for orifice meter also, which means when the instrument is switched on, the water will be passing through the pipe and entering your orifice meter. Okay, so now same logic, same objective. You got again two pipelines which is connected in the orifice meter, and this comes to your manometer, wherein again you will be taking the reading. Okay, again you will take H1 plus H2 or H1 minus H2 or H2 minus H1 depending on the level of mercury. So same thing, apart from taking this readings, you also must take the reading of the collecting tank. Again in orifice meter, for various flow rates, you must repeat the entire exercise. That is, readings in manometer, readings in piezometer. Please remember one thing: more number of readings with respect to flow rates, with respect to rising head or variable time will help you to get better readings and better understanding of this experiment. Alright, so with this I have explained to you the walkthrough with respect to determining coefficient of discharge of a orifice meter and a Venturi meter. This is Rajesh and Vinod signing off. Thank you.